Hi there, and welcome to another deep dive into An Age Contrived, where we'll be talking about the Transmutation device, the primary means by which players interact with the game and the mechanics of which determine what each player does during their turn. We'll be looking at two different versions of the Transmutation device, the regular cardboard player boards found in the core edition of the game, and the Deluxe metal player boards which come with the Collector's and Founder editions. Let's take a closer look.
The device has 3 rows. The bottom row contains your action tiles. All players start with the same actions, and these can be upgraded during the course of the game. The top row contains empty slots for Conduit tokens, which can help provide bonus move actions. But first, let's take a look at the middle row, the channel. The channel is basically a conveyor belt. It holds 5 transmutation tiles, these large cardboard tiles with slots for energy tokens. Every player starts with the same 7 transmutation tiles, with these 5 in the channel in precise order, and 2 additional tiles that can be cycled in later. Players start the game with the first 3 tiles filled with the energy tokens of their choice. In order to perform one of the 5 actions on the bottom row, an energy token must be in a slot on the lower half of the transmutation tile in that column. You can perform as many of these actions on your turn as you have corresponding energy tokens. Some of these action tokens at the bottom offer a choice, either or, and some allow you to do multiple things. The 5 actions that can be taken are deploy, reposition, recharge, move, and claim. By far the most important action, deploy, appears on 2 of the action tokens, in the first column and on the 3rd column. This is how players move their energy tokens to the various spaces on the board. First, exhaust the corresponding token on the bottom row of the transmutation tile and place it back in your pool on your character board. Then you place all of the energy tiles in the top rows of the transmuter tiles on the board that match the action tile, either in the dimensional corridor or in an achievement slot, provided the achievement parameters have been met, or in an incomplete monument section. Now, this is the standard player board. If you have the fancier metal player board, you'll do something a little different when you retrieve your tiles. How cool is that?
Next up, reposition. Now, this is one of 2 options on action tile number 2. The other being claim, which we'll talk about in a second. Basically, this allows you to take up to a certain number of your energy tiles already on the board and reposition them somewhere else on the board, namely between the dimensional corridor, monument sections, or even over here on the achievements. This is great for when you realize you may have made a less optimal deployment earlier in the game, or if you're changing strategy halfway through. This eases the pressure a bit on getting each deployment perfect.
While the first option on action tile number 1 is deploy, the second is recharge, and one of the upgrades actually allows you to do both. Recharge allows you to flip your channel marker over on your character board from the exhausted side to the charged side. I bet you're curious as to how that marker gets exhausted. We'll talk about that shortly. Action tile 4 is the move action. Once again, exhaust the tile from the bottom row, and then you have a choice. Move your avatar on the board, or move or place a tile on one of the 2 tracks on your character board, the sentient track or the transformative track. Moving up these tracks allows you to bind energy tokens to the bound energy zone of a monument or to one of the pillars of civilization. Both contribute points to in-game scoring.
Finally, the last action, and actually the first option on action tile number 2, is claim. This is how you upgrade your transmutation tiles. and get more slots for energy tokens, as well as conduit tokens that contribute to achievement parameters and bonus move actions. Here's how it works.
Remember all those energy tokens you've been banking in the dimensional corridor? Well, now you can spend them on up to 2 face-up transmuter tiles, at a cost matching the icons above the tile slot. Spent tiles go into your exhausted pool, and transmuter tiles are claimed and replace the same number of tiles from your 7 total in your machine. Replaced tiles are put back into the box, and any energy tokens left on it are exhausted. All remaining transmuter tiles are slid to the right of the corridor, and replacements are drawn from the tile deck face up on the left.
Then any opponent with a tile already in the dimensional corridor has an option to place 1 exhausted tile from their pool into the corridor, banking that tile for a future claim action. Any tiles remaining in the dimensional corridor at the end of the game are worth a point each.
Finally, you'll note the action tile in slot 5. This tile basically allows you to select the options available in any of the other 4 action tiles in the machine.
And that sums up all the actions you can take in An Age Contrived on your turn. But what happens when you've either exhausted or deployed all of your energy tokens on your transmutation device? You'll need to advance.
This is where the conveyor belt concept comes into play. When you take an advance turn, you select one of your 2 inactive transmuter tiles and slide it into position on your device, pushing the rest of the tiles to the right until the far one exits the device. If there's any energy on that tile, it is immediately exhausted. The newly placed tile in position 1 now gets energy tokens on all slots on both rows.
Remember that channel marker we talked about earlier during the recharge action? If this marker is charged, you can exhaust it and slide a second transmuter tile into slot 1, filling that one with energy as well. This is a great way to load up on energy tokens and push transmuter tiles into more useful positions on your device.
Finally, check and see if the symbols on your transmuter tokens match any symbols on conduit tokens in the same column. A match allows a bonus move action of the type depicted on the icon.
And that pretty much sums up how transmutation devices work. If you get a version of the game with the metal transmuter frame, please try to refrain from shooting energy tokens at your opponents or their avatars on the board. Sure, it's fun, but it won't get you any points.